Welcome to the president. I know this is an impromptu live. My guy, my resident analyst is available, so I try to take advantage. No, you might not know he has a very busy schedule. I might not have any time to catch him, so I caught it this evening. I said to bring him live on this important discussion. I'm going to discuss. Mr. Ifosa, how are you doing today?
Good evening, sir. I am doing very well. Very well. How are you?
I'm all right. Can't complain until somebody triggered me with this conversation.
Yeah.
Because when I heard it,
this is even beyond RAYA and VICARIO. This should be, I think it should be general of Tottenham versus Arsenal, because I don't like the would I say the stupidity I'm seeing on the internet or the delusion. I don't know the actual one.
Do you know what? We'll still go to the general, but let's start from this one, because before we'll get to it, guys, do us a favor by striking a like on the video. If you're watching a playback, if you like catch us live, like the video, very important. Subscribe or consider subscribe if you enjoy the content, and don't forget to turn on your notification bell. Very, very important. Now, how do you rate goalkeepers? Let's start from there, because like people are trying to muddy the waters, so there is no standard or metric of rating goalkeepers. Because it looks like, he's a great shot stopper. Come on, any human being of a decent agility can say some shots. So
yeah.
So let me start from you. How do you rate goalkeepers first?
Yeah. Now, goalkeepers have evolved over the years.
Okay.
Now, coming to this way now, one, a goalkeeper must be good with his feet. You understand? Okay. I was one of those people that was, I was stuck on that hill of, your primary job is to, what do they call it?
Prevent goals.
Yes.
Yeah.
But, where we, in my opinion, Arteta is smarter is preventing goals. He went a bit further than just making saves. Sure. You have to be able to play with the team. You have to be a unit with that back four. So it's all about how the ball keeps, recycling from you, down to the midfield, and then to the attack. Then you must be very good with your feet. You must be able to give some good long passes and also be able to pass from the back. Then I think a key thing that people are forgetting, goalkeepers must be able to dominate their boxes in terms of crosses, free kicks, and corners. Basically set pieces. That is for me the primary thing, and he must be able to make saves also. So I think those are the primary things that a goalkeeper must have. Your reflexes must be on par. You must have agility also. So you need to have everything, in my opinion. That is how I rate a goalkeeper now in this modern day and age.
So now, because when I hear VICARIO is better than RAYA, and people are pushing, now you can say whatever you have to say. Your opinion is your opinion, right? But if you put it on the public domain, it's all for debate and context, right? And people can contest your opinion. Now, I'm hearing that, it makes a lot of saves. I'm like, that is a very mediocre way of looking at goalkeeping in 2024. I'm not saying making saves is not part of it. It is.
Yeah.
But you can't compare a goalkeeper for Burnley, the responsibility of a goalkeeper for Burnley, and the responsibility for a goalkeeper for Arsenal. There are different ways. So when you say, my goalkeeper make more saves than your goalkeeper, I'm sorry, that is not just the primary duty of a goalkeeper these days. And we all say it. You should be able to make saves. I'm not saying that primary duty should be eroded, but like you said, other attributes are inclusive. When you tell me he's making more saves than RAYA, but yet in certain argument you are saying he has a better defense than
in front of
him, you are contradicting yourself. He cannot have a great defense and he's making more saves. Which one is which?
Yes.
For me, for the top clubs, because I remember vividly when Alisson was brought into Liverpool. I love this. I remember vividly when Alisson was brought in. What did the opposition fan tell us? Maybe you can refresh memory.
The opposition fans and the media, they were both great with their feet, especially Ederson.
Exactly. I did not hear making of saves.
Yes.
Now, it's Arsenal's turn. Suddenly, let's move the goalpost. He has to make a lot of saves. Like RAYA is not making saves. What do you think about that logic?
I always keep saying something. I say I'd rather have too much money than none at all. And I think the motto or the mindset we have at Arsenal is we'd rather not concede any chances than make you make a save. You understand?
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that the goalkeeper in his way doesn't prevent, because you also have to look at it. The goalkeeper prevents saves. Raya doesn't just hack the ball to nowhere. When he hacks the ball, he has specific targets
for distribution.
Yes, for distribution and certain passes. The way we play from the back, his positioning when the ball is, in the 18-yard box and we are trying to pass, he always makes himself available to be the extra man, or as they say, the third center back. Then people who say he doesn't make saves. Now, Raya played for Brentford last year and had the highest save percentage. Yes. Even more than De Gea, who made more saves. So it is proven already that this guy can make saves. Now, if we are to go by that logic, you can't call yourself a big club or a big team and claim to be better than us, and yet you're conceding chance after chance after chance. You are not a big team, and you're not a big club. You're just, happy-go-lucky person that has not conceded more goals than you've conceded. Because I'm not saying goalkeepers making saves, but they are supposed to make saves within reason. You cannot be conceding 7 to 10 very good chances in a game, and yes, he's making saves. The same way, the same people who are telling us Vicario is better than Raya wanted to buy Raya as the first choice. That was their first choice. So, because I know vividly, they didn't buy Raya because they wanted just saves. They wanted Raya to also play the ball from the back. That was the main thing.
Exactly.
Yes. And philosophy is also philosophy of playing from the back. Let's be realistic. So they brought in Vicario. Now, I said it before. I said it earlier this season. Vicario won last 3 seasons at Tottenham. Because at one particular point, when he cannot play the ball and the team is becoming dire, they will get another goalkeeper. Because it will be beyond saves. Look at Arsenal now. Ramsdale made saves like Vicario. But the idea was domination is the main aim. Man City, where they had it ahead of us, was their ability to dominate, even from the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper can start an attack. How many goalkeepers start attacks? We don't know. We've seen Raya, a number of times start attacks. We saw him, the goal we scored, that Trossard scored against Crystal Palace. We saw it when he passed the ball to Jesus. Jesus gave it to Trossard. We've seen how many times he has, and what he prevents is the amount of set-piece goals we concede. Because he can claim the box. So if you can claim and control and have dominion over your box, once you get the ball, you start a counter. We've seen even Brentford prevent Raya from starting counters. They know him.
Exactly. They know him. Exactly. They know him very well. So and he's more proactive.
Exactly, bro. You see,
can you continue? Just hold. I need to get something at the door. Just continue.
No problem. Yeah. So for me, the idea that Raya, Vicario is inferior to Raya is inferior to Vicario is not proven, because the contradiction comes, and this is where I feel the contradiction is. Now, we always say Raya is Tottenham fans tell us that Tottenham have a better defense, that Romero and what do they call this guy, Van der Ven, are better than Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes. The same people are telling us that now Raya has a better defense ahead of him. So are you going to agree that, which are you going with? That Vicario is better, or Arsenal just has a better defense than you've been crying about? I don't know if you understand.
Sorry, I just have someone at the door. So because you're saying something. Let me know.
Yeah, I said there will be contradiction, because this is where my problem is. The same people have been arguing all season that Romero and Van der Ven are better than
Vicario.
Than Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes.
Okay, yeah.
You understand? So if you're telling us now to prove why Vicario is not, to prove to us that because you want to prove a point, you're not arguing that, oh, Raya has a better defense. Will you now? So that is you now admitting that Gabriel and Saliba are better than Van der Ven and Romero. So because you can't have it either way, you must
both
choose
ways.
one. Yeah, you can't have it both ways. You must have only one.
Very, very interesting. Like if you're watching my playback guide, you have to strike like button. It doesn't cost you a hammer and leg to strike like button. Very important for the algorithm. So because when I look at both, even though I'm an Arsenal fan, I still have my objective head on. Like I'm not a stupid delusional Arsenal fan. Now I'm looking at both goalkeepers. I remember the Everton game, how VICARIO struggled to control his box, and I saw a lot of Tottenham fans expression and all that complain that this guy doesn't know how to dominate his box. Compare that to Raya, who is exception. There is no goalkeeper, even Alisson, that dominates his box like Raya. He is the best. He's the best in Premier League. He is the best in the Premier League in dominating his box. That's number one. Number two, when you play for a top club like Man City or Arsenal, even Liverpool, your concentration level has to be high. Meaning, even though you are not conceding a lot of shots, but when you are called to work, you are sharp.
Yes.
We're seeing our friend VICARIO, he's kind of sloppy. The fact that you are conceding 30 shots and making 28 saves doesn't make you a fantastic goalkeeper. A Burnley goalkeeper, you are conceding a lot of shots. Does that make them fantastic goalkeepers? Hell to the no. So this notion that because he's making hell of saves, making a better goalkeeper than Raya, I'm struggling to comprehend it.
Flawed. Yeah, it's flawed. It's flawed because the problem is, I think the desperation to want to argue, you understand? Because when they argue about their defense, they'll tell you, oh, the defense, their defense, maybe not the center backs, but the full backs, no. Some will tell you their whole back four is better than our own. Now, that is the way an idiot thinks, because I can assure you their back four isn't better. Look, let's be realistic. Pedro Porro, right? How will I describe this? Because Tottenham have been attacking and he's giving assist up top, let's not get it twisted. That guy is not an excellent right back. You understand?
Do you know what? We'll have another stream about that. I don't want to pivot towards out of this Raya and VICARIO.
No, I'm talking about the full. Yeah, okay, yes, we could do that.
So you can do that, but I don't want you to move away from the main.
Yes, topic. Of course, I don't understand.
You can continue.
Back fours, like as units, we've seen it how many times that back four is all over the place. The only reason people recognize that back four, especially the full backs, is because they push up like wingers. That is the only thing.
Exactly.
Look at our back four center backs, or people that have played center backs in their primary position. You're looking at the way they are playing. You can see Kivio doing very well. Ben White, properly balanced. So this idea that their defense is better than ours, and it has come to a point where because they just want to argue, they are bringing goalkeepers here. It makes no sense. Do you understand? It makes no sense.
So I want to ask you on that question, right? Now, because now I asked you, what are the traits for a goalkeeper at the top level? Because goalkeeper for Burnley's requirements are different from the goalkeeper for Arsenal, Man City, even if you want to extend it, the grace to Liverpool to Tottenham Hotspur. I've watched VICARIO. He's a good shot stopper, but the total for him, for people to say he's one of the top goalkeepers in Premier League, I think ahead of Raya, I think it's very disingenuous. I think it's silly. It's a silly argument to have because if you even look at the data, because they were quick to tell us about data last season, last 2 seasons, last 3 seasons when Liverpool and Man City are doing well. Suddenly they are telling, oh no, forget the data. Even they are considered for the 2 goals. No, don't look at that. But they were to tell us about data when Alisson was keeping clean sheets. When Edison was keeping clean sheets, they talk about the data. No, Raya is keeping clean sheets. Why don't they want to talk about the data?
Because it will what's the word I'll use? It made their point invalid. It made their point invalid. Because the reality is we are always we are forgetting, there was a stat that came up today where top rated on who scored, top rated center backs Van Dijk, and other centre backs were there. Now, some Arsenal fans were saying, no, the list is a woeful. I said no. You remember, and I said no, because I'm sure, because they saw Van Dijk there, a lot of them were angry.
Yeah, they triggered.
Yes. You remember you and I said it this season that Liverpool were not looking great.
No.
Especially defensively. Too many times they were not, they never put them to the sword. We saw it this season. Go and watch, if anybody can go and watch highlights, not even the full matches, watch highlights of Liverpool's games from especially the first half of the season. You could see that they had chances where they had conceded so many chances, but they were not put to the sword.
Yeah. So remember the Crystal Palace game we were watching, commenting
on? Crystal Palace against Wolves, when they should have lost against Wolves, that Wolves
missed that first half they were pummeled.
They were pummeled. You remember Newcastle? Newcastle had the
chance
to pass to Wilson. So Liverpool we've seen them under pressure this season. Van Dijk has just been, coming through. Arsenal is not that team where Arteta said total domination,
control,
and he meant total control, meaning you don't have a chance against me. See, look at how Man City used to play. Man City then, when they are done scoring 2 or 3, they will start passing you around. You won't have a
chance.
When I see people doing this, and I start crying where our play. I don't want to see Raya or our defense in that place.
Yeah, exactly.
I would rather I don't see my defense making so many saves. I don't want to brag. I'm already better than you. You understand? These guys are better. We've seen, the eye test show us that these guys are way better than any defense. You understand? The only people that come close, or that we could say close or that good, are Van Dijk and Konate. That is it. To come and start seeing the brag, I don't want to get involved. But that is down to preventing chances. Where it's funny, right? Arsenal fans love a situation where they show us our stats that we prevented this amount of chances, the chances are stingy. Do you think if we are preventing stingy chances, our defenders will not be there?
And our goalkeepers will not be making audition saves.
Yes. So people need to get up to speed and up to date. Now
we've had that conversation behind the camera. Sorry to interrupt you there, because it's lagging a little bit. We have that conversation behind the camera. That I said that statistics is not for low IQ people.
Of course,
because there are nuances you have to analyze. If I give you a start, within that start, you have to analyze certain nuances in that start.
Yeah.
Like when you put out a statistics, right? People are just jumping on it, and you can be misled with statistics. If you don't know statistics, don't use it.
Yeah, and to show how people are very, sometimes even this is a call to Arsenal fans to show how we can be very petty. The same who scored that they were insulting. Who scored had dropped statistics. Every defensive stat, Arsenal were number 1.
See?
Do you understand? But people are forgetting. Arteta was not talking about individuals.
Yeah, collectively.
That is the most important thing, because collectively will always save us over individual ability. Because someone might not be at his very best, but you just need your collective team for you to just get up to that speed. And people are forgetting this.
Now, that brings me to this argument of saves. And I always talk about certain things that people are stupid in a lot, especially in this generation. I don't know whether it's the food or the parenting. Now, I prefer prevention over how do I put it?
Adaptation to a situation, to a bad situation.
I'd rather prevent something than look for solution to it.
Yes.
See, the fact that Raya knows how to dominate that box and claim crosses effortlessly compared to that goalkeeper that's struggling to claim crosses, for me, that's people don't see it as a vital thing. Yeah.
It eliminates chances.
They don't see it as saves. They want you to be jumping around. They want you to be jumping around.
You do like this. You do all those saves, aesthetically pleasing. You remember this thing you said now? I think you were saying something where you said about prevention, that you would rather prevent a car accident
Yeah, that survive it. That have one. I don't survive a car accident. I rather prevent it. I don't survive a car accident. Because people be bragging how I survive. No, that's low IQ. I don't survive an accident. I want to prevent it. I'll prevent it.
And people, bro, you talk about probability also.
Yeah.
People don't get it. There's one thing you always used to say, no matter how good you are, there's no perfect way to defend a corner.
There's no perfect
way. But what is Arteta doing? He's preventing the amount of chances. People don't use percentage. Whatever percentage is there, you can use the percentage to say, okay, even if because of how good we are defensively and how tall our players are, maybe the chance of us conceding a corner 15%. But with Raya being able to come out and claim it, because it's also using his hand, not his head.
Sure. And let me tell you something. I like the point you brought up.
Yeah.
If you remember, last season against Everton, we lost 1-0 from a funny corner.
Exactly.
Now, when we brought in Raya, the first game was against Everton. And when Everton tried that, I saw Raya was claiming it, they stopped.
Of course.
That move demoralized Everton. The fact that they knew that our crosses, Raya was just going to be plucking it. He was plucking their crosses. Unlike our friend, I'm not trying to dunk on Ramsdale, who was more keen to making saves instead of collecting those crosses.
Yes.
What has happened to the IQ of people that they didn't want to analyze preventive measures than reactive measures? People love reactive measures than preventive measures. I want to prevent it.
Yeah.
So when you're going to be saying Vicario is better because he's more of a reactive person and Raya is more of a preventive person, you've lost your marbles. You have lost your mind.
Well, bro, that is a lot of people. So, but people are not looking at those chances because we try at there now. We now reduce Everton's chance of scoring corners to 5 or 3%.
Yeah,
it is better, and I will take it 3 to 5%.
To move it along, Everton now know that this our crossing is not going to work.
It's not working.
They'll stop it. That's a preventive measure. That's a preventive measure, not a reactive measure.
People are forgetting. What Raya now does is, as he claims the ball, there's an attack.
And an attack.
So, both ways, he now helps us to be on the front foot more. We are now laying siege on our opponents in different ways. We are not as predictable as people want us to be.
Or pedestrian. Yeah.
Yes. Where Ramsdale will lie down and do, then everybody will reset. No. We're not having a reset immediately. Everybody knows what they have to do. So this idea that we are sending across that players need to, until you make a save. No, that's when we look at you as a top keeper. No. Because yes, Neuer was making saves, but it wasn't the saves Neuer made alone. It was the fact that Neuer reinvented, you must also be able to still play from the back.
And dominate your box.
Yes.
Dominate your box. For me, if you can dominate your box, it eliminates like 30% of the danger, then makes it concentration. See, I don't care if you are making 30 saves out of 30.
Yeah.
If your concentration levels are low,
you will concede a funny goal.
You will. So this conversation for me is a non-conversation that because if Vicario is making more saves, a better goalkeeper is just elementary. It's a school. Yeah. It's elementary. It's so elementary. Like
I'm lazy argument.
Very lazy argument. Extremely lazy argument to say Vicario is making more saves. Like you're supposed to be proactive than reactive.
Yeah.
Like you said, they claimed their defense was better than our defense, but somehow, and the fact that suddenly they don't use statistics. The statistics they were using in previous years, Raya has a favorable statistic that's considered just 24, while Vicario has considered a whooping 42. Are you a basket?
That's what they are not getting. That's what they are not understanding.
So for me, I'm just surprised at the level of buffoonery. Sometimes I'm looking at this content creator. Is it that those kind of arguments or contrarian takes, is it for clicks or is what they truly believe? Because sometimes I'm conflicted. Do you actually believe what you're saying, or you are saying it because the audience will start reacting in the comment section and stuff like that? Because I'm trying very hard to understand.
I think for me, right, if you're the moderator, right, you will enjoy it because it's not your team. None of the teams are your own. So one, it's a neutral platform they can come and argue on. Number two, people will come to the platform and come and what do they call it? Come and
come and vent.
And you make some money. So for you being in neutral, it's not your business. You can look and maybe you can try and be fair. Even if you try and be fair, people will still argue. Some will die on the hill of what they believe. So, but we all know it's a lie. You get, because next season there was even when we win the league and Champions League this season, they will still tell us. They will tell you will see them next season. Say they are better than us. They are going to add, and when they add, you understand.
So let's move the conversation forward. We've already discussed what we want to talk about Raya. So today, our friend Tomiyasu finally signed a thing. I was excited. I did make a video this morning reacting to it. Now, news came out that it was 2+1. What do you think about that relatively short contract? What was your first reaction when you saw it?
I was shocked, actually. I was shocked to see a 2+1.
Yeah.
But I think maybe they are just looking at, maybe they are using a side eye to look at the injuries. They could also be looking at it. So, in case, if his injury, I'm sure if he has a good injury, if he can be fit more, then he'll have a longer contract. I think
that's for me. I just think that it's just a sensible thing to do. For the last 2 years, let's be fair. Even though I'm tempted to. If someone was calling me injury prone, I won't argue. But me, I won't go that far because the injuries have not been long-term injuries, just some niggling calf. Aside from that knee injury sustained against Sporting Lisbon, all the other injuries have been calf injuries here and there. So it's just a smart thing for Arsenal to say, okay, we're going to reward you with better money. Because for me,
he has been monumental.
He has been good. So you have to up his pay and still give him a relatively short-term contract so that if he can maintain 1 or 2 more years and is injury-free, then he can give him an extension. He's still young, so he knows he'll get an extension. If he can keep his fitness, he'll get an extension. So I'm not necessarily forced.
For me, I feel it's a win-win-win for him because
definitely
he's a quality player. So even, God forbid, I don't want him to leave early, so soon, anytime now. So even if anything happens, there are top clubs, top clubs.
Something the players within us are actually validated what I've seen. Because, like I always told you, for me, personally, I think Gabriel is a better defender than Saliba. Even Saliba is a top-class defender. I'm not trying to start any controversial war. I just think Gabriel is a superior defender, even though Saliba is fantastic. But one-on-one defending on the day, I'm not. You guys can see a few clips against Man City where Tomiyasu, half-fit Tomiyasu looked very crazy. I understand that. But on a fit day, I think he's the best one-on-one defender in the club. And the players have actually said that he's the best in terms of one-on-one matching.
Yeah, of course. We've seen him at Japan when he played centre-back against Germany and all those countries and had excellent games. So for me, like I said, I'm just looking forward to him being fit. That is all that matters to me. He's fit. For me, I have no fear. I have no issues because he's a wonderful.
We will need him for the next 10 Premier League games. We will need him,
of course,
to be fit, and the Champions League games. We will need him, especially if we can actually negotiate Bayern, which I think we'll negotiate, and we'll meet either Real Madrid or Man City. We will need him.
Yeah, for me, the way I see it is I have to say kudos to Arteta for the proper management of players.
Sure.
He and the staff, kudos to them. They've managed players, I would say, fantastically well.
Sure.
The way people have impression, they want to see this guy, but Arteta is having none of it and allowing players to organically
recover,
take their time unless they are called upon. And it's so good to see our bench, how good it is. You see players like, imagine having Zinchenko, Tomiyasu, Jesus, and Partey on your bench.
That's quality.
You understand?
That's quality,
Imagine Timber coming back and just sitting. So that is super quality. So you have to give kudos to him because look at a player like Kivio. I would say, properly scouted, doing well, and maybe it's just me, but he doesn't look like a player that might have injury issues.
No.
Because since he has been at the club, I don't think he has ever had an injury issue.
No.
It can be little ones. So I'm looking at it. Look at somebody like Ben White also. Ben White playing how many games, even with injury.
Even injury. So we'll still come to Ben White very soon. Because we have other things I want to get your opinion on Ben White, so we can continue.
So, I think it's a wonderful thing. I love Tomiyasu. I would love for him to be here for another 5 to 6 years because
me too.
Said in the running towards the Champions League and all, because there will be moments we need players to come on and park the bus.
And he is also Tomiyasu for me. I remember the job he did against Salah last year when Salah was still Salah. You know, Salah is on a decline. He shot him down like nothing. He shot him down, and when you remember this season. Do you know why I'm excited? Look at the laundry list. The litany of quality defenders you just mentioned a while ago.
Yeah.
And I remember Kolasinac, Mustafa, David Luiz. Arsenal fans have been traumatized. We've suffered.
That's why when you're confident, confident, they are always, you see, that's what people didn't when you're talking and people are not understanding your confidence. Is the fact that last year you mentioned Holding would hold us
back, and he did.
And he held us back. Now, this season, it's not just the fact that Holding isn't here anymore. The goalkeeper has changed.
Yeah.
The way we play is more commanding and more decisive. Players like Kai Havertz are here now where they've improved the team and improved the way we've been. So you're now looking and thinking, man, this squad has improved. And you're seeing play. Imagine a season that Partey has not played. And even if there have been moments where we miss Partey and what he can do, but we are not saying we cannot still do a job. That is exactly. So this is what people are not getting. And
when I say we'll beat Man City, people think I'm just this delusional Arsenal fan who does not know what he's talking about. No, because I've looked across our back line.
Yeah.
I will not take any City defender into our back line. No.
Of course.
On merit. This is not me being delusional. On merit. Guys, if you're watching the playback, maybe you can debunk me. Which City defender will you on merit into our back line? None.
Because Diaz is not better than Gabriel. Diaz is not better than Saliba.
Diaz is not better than Tomiyasu. Let's call it. It might not be fancy. He's not.
People will be talking, apart from Van Dijk, Diaz is nowhere near Konate's quality. Because Konate doesn't play every time. People always think Konate is super
solid.
Like super solid.
He's solid. He's solid. Konate,
you understand? And there's no joke there. That guy is the truth. But because he doesn't play how many games for Liverpool, people want to come and now, yes, you can say we always use availability. Yes, you can say that. But this season where he has actually been available, you don't need to wash your eyes to see that he is the best. He's better than the You don't need to.
Yeah. So, a lot of people fall for this trouble because City are the winning team. All their players are superb. No. We're not going to do that. So let's come to Ben White. Let's come to Ben White real quick. The debacle of Ben White and Mr. Southgate. Do you know why I knew that it was very foolish and funny?
No.
Ben White a few years ago was excited to be part of the England squad. Yeah. Suddenly, he doesn't want part of it, and people does not smell a rat there.
Yeah.
Even though Southgate is publicly, in my opinion, publicly allegedly lying that he doesn't know. That's a lie. You can't tell me you don't know.
Of course.
You cannot
News
tell me you don't know
outlets
what's going on.
Will not start saying what happened when they don't know. You understand?
Sure.
Because even before Athletic, I think someone had leaked it before that. It wasn't because, of all these things that he just left. It was because of the assistant manager.
Exactly. Mr. Holland.
Mr. Holland, I don't understand. You see, sometimes this is why, in as much as we can say some of these top players, oh, they should respect authority. I see why sometimes they look at some people and say, look, I'm being coached by better managers, right?
Exactly.
And I'm doing well. I'm not saying maybe you might not have anything to say, but we can approach things better. Because
see, Mr. Fosa, I know you like to be very modern. There's sometimes some people are just in.
They should tell them to go and, they should tell them what Porto, where they took Porto manager.
Shout out to Arteta. I like that. Shout out. No mic picked it up. There is no evidence. It didn't happen.
All is yes.
I like that. Please continue.
No, because I don't want it to say as if it's rude, but a squad where I will look. You're calling me, you're talking to me anyhow.
Yeah.
You're asking me about my season. I said, you asked a question, man. I don't really know. Is there anything? Even when you saw that video on Amazon, when the assistant Carlos Cuesta called this guy Ben White in, you saw he was talking to Ben White. Ben White was listening rather than wanting to talk and mouth off. He's a player that prefers to listen. You understand? Now, if he says he doesn't know, okay, see where I'm coming from. You understand me? Because I don't see any reason why, if I'm a dubious person, I'll look and ask you, why should I come when Maguire is not starting for Man U?
Yeah.
But I'm better.
Side of me.
I can play right back and center back.
Yeah.
You understand? I and John Stones are basically the same thing in this team. We can play high line. We are good on the ball. We are good in the air. I can play right back and center back. And yet, you're picking Maguire that doesn't play for Man U ahead of me. So, make it make sense. So when I look
at this, let me challenge that. Let me play devil's advocate, because according to Simon Jordan, right, playing for your club and playing for your country is different. Maybe he doesn't do
Bullocks. See, you have to merit it. See, in as much as people can see what they want to see.
Sure.
Right? Let's be realistic. John Stones was not getting called at England before.
Yeah.
John Stones was warming bench at one point for Man City. The guy had to work his way back. Were they calling him? Maguire was the one playing. Maybe sometimes they'll pair Maguire with someone else. It was Maguire and whoever. Till the guy started doing well and coming back. That was when they started putting him again. But let's not come here and say, oh, the way you play for your club and the way you play for your country. We have been seeing the constant, mistakes and issues. Okay, fine. The way you play for your club. Okay, let's say we give him that argument. Will he tell us, now come and argue that Van Dijk and Maguire are the same thing? That it's just matter of make it make sense. You understand? So we'll use Maguire. We only talk about this, what do they call it? International Maguire, and we'll not talk about club Maguire. Is the club, is your club performance, or is supposedly your club performance that's supposed to get you
to the national team? Exactly.
I don't get it. Because I don't see some people, they are done. And today I saw Steve Bruce. Now, Steve Bruce, if you're seeing, you should be ashamed of yourself. You played under Sir Alex Ferguson for how many years? And yet you have the effrontery and the, how would I say, the mindset. Bro, like I can't believe, right? This guy has been a manager for that. But then again, I can still see, my guy always used to say now why if he enter coaching, some of us will be good managers and some will be bad managers.
Yeah, exactly.
Because this is exactly proof. Saying, Maguire, some of the criticism Maguire has gotten, has been extreme. Now, I'm not against that. I think sometimes people overdo it. But for you to now still come and now come and say, Maguire, he's sure he will make it into Southgate's Euro squad. That do they have anybody better?
Wait, okay. Let me ask you a question, Mr. Fosa. Do you think we are overly harsh on Maguire? Maybe the coaches are saying something we are not saying. Do you think there's something?
This is new.
Yeah.
This is new. Originally, I told you, I'm even ashamed to say it on camera, but let me say it. When Chelsea and Man City were playing, was it last week Sunday? Me and my guy were saying something, and he said something in his words, exactly as he said. He said, see, but we will be the four couple. Say, imagine say we compare Maguire and Van Dijk.
Oh, Moriapo. Abomination.
Bro, what I think about it, I say, we fuck up. But mine is not about. Now, sometimes, extreme. Sometimes things were not just working out. But my problem is this when you talk about Maguire and Manchester United, see, it's no coincidence that when Ten Hag went far, he dropped Maguire. See, it's a fact. 3 years ago, before my best friend is a Manchester United fan, he said if he was England manager, he's not calling Maguire. So I was not laughing. I said, why? He said, he no good. Say if they ask him in media, why didn't you call Maguire? Say he no good.
It's not good enough.
It's not good enough.
It's not.
Look, how will you spend 80 million on that guy? Now, granted, he has been, doing much better than the previous performances, but the way what people are expecting is not what he's giving. And you will not come and say you have people who have merited the place. Look, Ben White, right, Ben White is that guy that truly started from the bottom. He played every division of the English, that is reasonable division.
Yeah,
of the English
League One, Championship, then Premier League.
You understand?
Yeah.
So you're not going to tell me, this guy has not worked hard. You're now seeing the guy. He did well last season. This season, especially this moment now, is when you need him the most. You understand? And you're coming with all this because you can put Maguire there. Imagine how crazy this their manager is that he brought Conor Cody ahead of Tomori to the team.
Let me read this chat real quick. Shout out to Aki Morgan. Shout out to you. Can I allow myself get sucked in yet? I don't understand that message.
Maybe you want to get involved or just be carried away. Yes, you can. We don't have any Premiership game soon, so you're allowed. You can allow yourself to get sucked in. You're allowed, provided you are following the YouTube guidelines. No matter whatever you are sucking at. Because the way I see this Ben White issue and the way I see some of the mainstream and the legacy media respond to it, you can smell the bias and the bollocks, right? The benefit of the doubt is given to Southgate. The benefit of the doubt is given to Southgate, not the player. See, how can a player that was excited to join the camp 3 years ago now wants to distance himself? Something happened. You're not come and start saying it's your country. This is not war.
Exactly.
This is not war. I'm not a veteran going to war. And even if I'm a veteran going to war, you just don't use me as if I'm nothing. Like want to prove veterans going to war. May president step down, may also follow us go back to food.
Exactly.
So this idea that it's your country, my country, what they call it, disrespect
me. I'll pull back. Yeah, I'll pull back. Yeah.
So if I say I don't want to be, for me, I keep saying it. This guy, the reason he didn't win anything, for me, I just,
but do you know the biggest hypocrisy? Same Simon Jordan and some of these people have told us how boring, lethargic, how uninspiring Southgate football is, that they might not win anything under Southgate. But are criticizing Ben White for not volunteering himself to go and just sit down on the bench and watch Maguire and Conor Cody ahead of him.
Bro,
it's not
their lucky is not me.
Do you think it's not anything?
Not me. See,
because I don't see him.
It's not me. Like what I would say. See, Imagine you're a top striker now.
Sure.
For this thing, like I'm a top striker. I see Richarlison playing ahead of me for Brazil. When I know, like you've gone 4 times in that same year, he has played ahead of you, sat down on the bench. The next one, don't call me.
I'm not coming.
Don't call me because I don't see any reason. I am better. I'm doing much better. You say you're the manager. Yeah, you're the manager. But that's why I'm not winning anything. Because your head, you feel everything is, the world revolves around you. So that's the situation with these guys. Now, I'm not saying, what do they call it? Maybe Southgate is a horrible person. It doesn't seem like that kind of person. But I just feel you manage the situation more. You understand? Just because Ben White said he didn't want to be considered, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can ask, okay, why? Is it still because of that thing? Please, let's try and get the thing out. If an apology, because you need your best men in this particular situation. Because
okay, let me ask you a question. Yeah. Do you think Southgate will win anything tangible before he's sacked or before he steps down?
Well, I would say yes. When pigs start flying.
I'm sorry. People always think
when pigs start flying, he will win something. You understand? So we all know we are not expecting pigs to fly. Never. So
do you know why I say you won't win anything, even though you have the
bro,
best player?
He won't win. See, bro, even a teaspoon, that guy's not winning.
He can't win anything. He can't win. He's not good enough. He's not good enough.
That guy just gets to good positions because of the players. You understand? Their individual ingenuity that they have. You understand?
He's a nice guy.
Yeah, he will just get there. But say pressure is on, that guy will crack. He doesn't have an idea.
Okay, shout out to Akin. Say he had a bust up with one of the coaches in the camp. We're all guys, right? Even a 5-a-side in primary school, secondary school, university, anywhere, bust up is normal. The way the media makes bust up as if it's a normal thing guys have disagreement and we'll actually squash it there and then. What I think is that maybe there was a bust up. The coaches and Southgate took a side of a dumbass coach. Because you cannot tell me Ben White is such a horrible person, but when it comes to Arsenal, he won't give tears and blood. It doesn't make sense. No. You're not going to deceive me. You are not going to gaslight me to believe.
Bro, how many clubs has he played for? It's not as if he hasn't played one club since. How many clubs has he played for?
Leeds.
He has played under Brighton. I think.
Yeah.
Was it under this guy Potter? He has played in all these lower leagues, and yet they have good things to say about him. He came to Arsenal. We had good things. We've never heard anything about Ben White one day.
Exactly.
One day. Ben White is just that guy. His life, his girlfriend, his mother and father. It is nothing beyond that one.
Sure.
Then all of a sudden, he's not. The problem, people need to understand that people can decide they want to distance themselves from things that are going to make them, insult. I don't understand.
So let's address one more thing, the elephant in the room that people that in mainstream media never address. Now, I heard when people were saying, oh, Ben White say he doesn't like football. Now, when I heard the first time, I was like, that is actually impossible. It's like a doctor saying he doesn't like seeing blood. What you must see.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm like, then I went and saw out the clip and I said he doesn't like watching football at home.
Yeah.
Why do you think people deliberately misinterpreted that statement? What do you think is going on?
Yeah, bro, it's more like if you put CHOLOCATE. If you write it down and tell people to pronounce what they see, they won't wait to finish the whole thing. They'll just tell you chocolate. Meanwhile, it's kind of cholocate that I actually spelled. So that is the same thing. They didn't really think everything through or go back to see it. All I just understood is this is a guy who loves football. His mother and father they don't care about the sport. You understand? They never really cared about it. His dad, as he said, his dad is not a fan of any club, doesn't watch football. His mom, I said, but he loves football. You understand? He loved football, and because he loved it, they did everything they could so that he could enjoy and become
a footballer.
So yes, after the game, I don't see a reason why sometimes people want to go and watch. Even me, I love football, but if I'm being realistic, you know me. After I watch us, any other person can go and be shitting bricks. I don't care. It's not my business.
Okay. Yeah.
Unless it's maybe, let's say, a good match, a good matchup. But I don't think I will just go and sit down all of it and be watching football every time. No. You understand? So people are like Carlos Vela. I remember Carlos Vela. He said he doesn't like, this one was playing. After he doesn't like football. Football is not his favorite sport. Yes, he plays
it. Yeah.
Once he's done, he watches basketball. He loves basketball. So he watches basketball. So people are allowed to like what they like. You understand? That the stupid things we advocate people to like, then yet one person says it's true. That's the world we're living in today. People advocate you to like
because what it makes sense to me initially was like, it's a lie that you don't like football because they do match review with the coaches, right? We saw it in All or Nothing when the assistant manager was in match review with Ben White. How can he say he doesn't like football but he watches match review? He just said at home, I don't like to watch it. And people took it out of context and the media refused to correct that notion.
As he said it, what happened? As he said, even if he doesn't like watching it, is it a crime?
Like, what is a crime? Yeah. Some of the people like, how can he be a better player?
It will not be more than all these Liverpool fans. I don't know.
Passion merchants. I think it's the passion merchants.
You understand? I think this one is club where they're coming to hype DJ up. No. I don't understand. All of a sudden, since we beat, it's good, right? Because all these Liverpool fans, if they are here, they should listen. Because all of a sudden, you guys just started shouting and thinking you were all that. I said this before. 3 times we've played Liverpool. Liverpool have never been better than us this season. You understand? No. One in their home, at their home ground. They know what they did. They overwatered the pitch. They know.
They'll tell you excuses. They'll tell you excuses.
Whose business is it? The proof is in it. That was why when that penalty, if they like, they should weep blood. I'm glad because you intentionally watered that pitch. Then they came to the Emirates. They should have been slapped silly. They were lucky. Extremely lucky. Now, they came for the crème de la crème, the league. What happened? They were slapped. In fact, it was so bad. We saw their only shot on target. It was catching practice for Raya. Just one shot on target. And we know they didn't score any goal in the game. It was Arsenal that scored all the goals. So, the idea is what do they call it? So-called, you people have been that. See, you can say you have been that top team. I can argue it's because we were not around. Now we are around. It's no more business as usual. People should understand. So
they need sheriff in town.
Oh, why Arsenal fans even talking? We are supposed to ask you, why are you talking? In how many years, how many Premier League titles? That's why they are praying that Arteta doesn't win. If Arteta wins the league and Premier and Champions League this year,
he has a quad club.
It's true now.
Club, come outside. Want to see you. We want to see you.
It's this nonsense. I don't.
So shout out to you, Mr. Foster, for coming at short notice. It was just an impromptu live stream.
It's been a while, It's
been a while. I will still be coming back with we go with the flow later and after to discuss top 4. Go with the flow. He's another different character. If you have time, you could join us. If you have time, you could join us then too.
No problem. No problem. I could, so that I have some thoughts about top 4.
Yeah, so that's fine. That's fine. It's very interesting. Let's go with the flow.
Discussion. A short discussion.
Okay,
can we do a short discussion about your brother, Southgate and Manchester United?
I almost missed out on that. That should be very interesting. Before we go into that, let's read this chat from Akim Morgan. It's actually pretty common that people don't watch football at home. A lot of players who have been in the academy for years and years maxed out their dopamine on football. Exactly. I know people, like I told you the other time, I know people who will not watch TV in their room.
Yeah,
that's
of
their own
course.
personal ritual. So, like, sometimes we want to actually invade people's privacy. Like, I know they are public figures, but come on, use your common sense.
Bro, and as I say, it's not my business. You understand?
So let me try and create the banner Southgate and Man U. Man U in love with Southgate. Man U love story Southgate. How do I create this one? Man U and Southgate. That should be. Let me make it easy.
Ah, Lord.
Oh, interesting. So let's talk about the rumors that a lot of Man U fans don't want to hear. Mr. Southgate has been aggressively linked to the Old Trafford job.
Let me do a shout out.
Remember our friend too, D that told you, yeah.
D said, we are Arsenal apologists. I agree. I will be proud to be an Arsenal apologist because Arsenal is not appointing Southgate. Bro, I remember I was looking at I think I wasn't, it wasn't live, but it was a clip of I think it was that Manchester United, that Flex channel, that their channel that they have PG. So they were actually talking, just a little talk on this, then breaking news that when it came out from Daily Sun, all of them were discarding fake news.
Daily Star. They say Daily Star is not reputable enough.
Exactly. When Sky Sports dropped it today like an album.
Like a whiskey album.
Bro,
like a whiskey album.
Terry has denied that he's refusing to believe. Then, when you look at this guy, what do they call it? Flex now was reading the news. That is, they even had to say Sir Jim Ratcliffe must be on some crack. Say because Southgate. Then it got to the point. I think they now said the reason why Ratcliffe actually looked at Southgate called Man U legend, and they gave glowing review. I said, hey, you're going to tell me you called Roy Keane?
Gary Neville.
You called Gary Neville. We are seeing Ferdinand's footballing opinion, some shocking footballing things.
Very shocking.
We are seeing your brother Phil Neville. That one is smack him, so his women's football has got to manage. You're calling who will you go and I don't know who you're calling. Maybe you go and even call Steve Bruce.
Yeah.
Or Marcus and go and ask them. These are people that have failed at their coaching careers.
They failed.
Not woefully.
Well documented.
Horrendously.
Yeah, they failed. Yeah.
So I'm not taking. So you as an owner will take an advice from those same people. Truly, he's smoking something. Because I don't see.
Obviously.
I'm not saying Ten Hag has not had failed signings. But at least you have to have like this. For me, I believe it's a sit down based off of what he played. Okay, what you played at Ajax and everything, you had a style system. Defensively, you were very compact. How can we replicate that system here with brand new players? Because realistically, most of these players at Manchester United cannot cut it.
But he signed some of those players. What about that pushback? He signed some of these players that cannot cut it.
Bro, some. Yes, I'm not saying he did not sign some. But Onana and Lisandro, you understand? Those guys can definitely be the beginning of how you change your style. Even if he signed
Casemiro and Anthony.
Yeah, the Casemiro I heard before he came, Casemiro was already like Man U board had already spoken to Casemiro. That wasn't really.
But he should have declined if he thought he wasn't going to fit into his style. He should have declined it.
Well, that was why he was trying to get De Jong. But even with Casemiro, I'm not saying with Casemiro you can't. I'm not saying Casemiro is this, but I'm saying it's not going to be as horrible. You understand? I can see, bro. I can still live with Casemiro. I can't live with McTominay. I am sorry. I cannot. You see, because nothing is working out. How many players get injured? They are not good enough. Eriksen can have any technical sense. Eriksen can't run anymore. You understand? Eriksen giving the ball to Rashford. Can Rashford retain the ball? These guys can't.
That's not his strength. But if Jim Ratcliffe, the owner, I'm going to use what you've said before, that the owners and hierarchy should not listen to too much of the fans. Now, if he decides to wants to listen to some of the quote-unquote past legend of the club, what's wrong with that?
Wrong with that?
Yeah. They don't listen to the legends, the past legend of the club that they think Southgate will be a good fit at Old Trafford. Why are you pushing back?
Bro, instead of me listening to those legends, I'll listen to my dog back and take advice from that. See,
but you said the fans are delusional, and I agree with you.
Yeah.
Jim Ratcliffe is trying to get a counsel and gauge temperature from other people that he thinks can give him good counsel.
Bro, yes, he thinks. We all know those guys. It's not about we have thought, and we now know that these guys are not their.
So where we advise Jim Ratcliffe to go and sort out counsel from?
Bro, okay. Look at what Arsenal did. They had to look for somebody that, what do they call it, had a footballing knowledge.
But a lot of Arsenal fans, they don't want Arteta. If you go by that logic, a lot of Arsenal fans don't want Arteta at the beginning.
Yes, bro. A lot didn't want Arteta at the beginning. But who were the people that gave reviews on Arteta?
Maybe to refresh my memory. We can't take Pep seriously. You know, Pep who actually always give reviews about people. Why go to Pep? You know, Pep. We can't take him.
Okay.
We can't take him.
What do they call this guy? What do they call him? What's his name? Pochettino. Arsene Wenger. No, bro. Because what I'm saying so is, even if we can say Poch, you know how I talk about Pochettino and his footballing ways, right? But that was who they wanted. But we cannot say at one particular time we did not look at Poch and say the guy was trying, but he's way better than Manchester United, any of the Manchester United legends, right?
So what I'm trying to say is that if Arsenal fans in their numbers never wanted Arteta, it's similar to Man U fans in their numbers not wanting Southgate. Doesn't mean Southgate will not come and do.
Bro, Arteta, mine is with Arteta, right?
Okay, I'll tell you what Southgate has been doing. Southgate has been England manager for a few years now. They are taking them to 2 finals.
Can I say something? No disrespect.
I'm listening.
No disrespect. Okay. If you take Southgate's job, you will do the same thing. Now let's stop arguing. You understand? See what I'm trying to say is
okay.
With Arteta, right? When Arteta was coming, right? Arteta was a 50. In fact, let's not even say 50, 30, 70. Let's be realistic, right? What made Arsenal board go back to meet Arteta was they saw what Arteta presented originally when he came. You remember Emery took the job?
Yeah.
They had spoken to Arteta and it looked
before.
Like Arteta was the person, right?
Yeah.
But because of Emery, what they looked at, and you remember who appointed Emery? It was our brother Sanelli.
That's come back.
That guy. So when they looked at it, we saw Sanelli's short tenure. It was all over the place. When they had spoken to what do they call it, Arteta, they had looked at, because before they went to go and do anything with Arteta, they had also asked around about people at the club at Man City, about Arteta, his coaching methods, everything, how he was as a manager. So to an extent, they got what do they call this? An idea of who they were calling, and they already knew him. Even when Edu spoke about Arteta, when Arteta spoke on the phone, Arteta had a clear plan on what he wanted to do. You understand? Now, I'm not saying that doesn't mean Southgate wouldn't, But I assure you, Southgate coming to Manchester United, most of those players that we are saying should leave, they have another career. They are going to be there for somewhere.
Okay. I'm not trying to be a hole here, right? Yeah. But is there not a chance that Southgate comes? Let's not forget, Southgate loves Maguire, and Maguire seems to love Southgate. He might actually make Maguire play better. Why are you laughing? Am I cracking jokes?
Bro.
He might make Maguire go to. No, see, a lot of Man U fans will say Ten Hag took Rashford to another level last year. So I'm asking them this year, what happened to the Ten Hag that took Rashford to that level this year? Has he taken him back down? He did press delete. He did delete the ability of Rashford. So maybe, but that's their logic, that we can come and raise the levels of Maguire, McTominay, and you bring more English players into Man U. Are you not looking at it from that perspective?
That's the problem, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. With this guy, yes. With Arteta, yes. But what I'm saying is,
yeah,
he can bring in more English players, right? Mm-hmm. But which English players are quality? Are you telling me Southgate is coming to sign Saka?
No.
Southgate is not signing Saka.
He can find it. He can bring in Braithwaite from Everton. There are a few English players in the league. It's an English league. Definitely can find a few English players.
Yeah, there are a few English players, right? But let's look at
you need a striker. Calvin Lewin is there. Yeah, decent English players he can bring.
Bro, see, I will be one of the first people to contradict myself and say, look, in as much as Man U are my rivals, right?
Yeah.
Banter era, I'm one of the first people that will tell Jim Ratcliffe, listen to the fans, don't bring Southgate. Because these players we are talking about, Calvert-Lewin, hyped and injury prone. You understand? He's not signing Harry Kane from Bayern. You understand me? He's not. And unless maybe they don't win anything this season, and Harry Kane will look and say, is it not better I just come home with Man U? You don't know what to. One way maybe they can carry Carling Cup and he can be shouting that he wants something in his career. Maybe. But you have to look at it and think, when it comes to players, if he's going to be buying only English players, we know how overhyped English players are.
Jim Ratcliffe has been pushing this English involvement in English. See, the way, if you listen to him, the way I've listened to him more intentionally, he likes this passion, English pride, be patient. All the English buzzwords is hitting the right tone. Maybe that's what he wants.
See, even with their passion, God, their passion ain't taking them anywhere. See, because this is what will happen. Man U fans will be pissed. You know why they will be pissed? Because they will be angry that they wanted Sheikh Jazim. They did not get it. They got Radcliffe. They were having small hope. He brought Southgate. From there, they are not signing English. Because even if you want to sign
let me ask you a straight question. Are you telling me there's no chance that Southgate can be a success at Man U?
I'm not saying there's no chance, but we always talk. We always say we work on probability. So
okay,
I work on probability. So I can ask you, if you think there's a chance, what is your probability that Southgate will be successful?
I will not use probability. I'll use possibility. It is conversation.
Okay, what's your level of what percentage of possibility?
I'll say 10%. I'm just see, just like Akimoga said, Arsenal fans never gave Arteta a chance. So
yeah, so mine is it was easy for Arteta not giving him a chance because we didn't know what to expect. You understand? And let's be realistic. But now it's easy for us in hindsight to now look and say, okay, players needed to be changed. Sure. You understand me? Now, I'm not saying, the lazy argument of look at what Arteta did. Yes, I'm not saying it is not there. I'm not saying that the argument isn't lazy. But mine is, when what is making people looking and say, oh, Ten Hag, we saw what Ten Hag did before. That was what made us bring him here, made them bring him there, right? Now, we saw the kinds of players he had in that particular league. Now you can say, oh, Anthony, but we can still look at, what do they call it? This guy, Lisandro Malacia. I don't know where Malacia is. I don't know
He's having a holiday.
Yeah.
He's having a holiday.
Then you look at players, okay, who did they actually still bring? Eriksen was free. He only brought in Eriksen because Eriksen is a technical player. But Eriksen's legs have not. They've gone. Okay, he worked with Rashford. Okay, then Rashford, according to Man U fans, took him to that level.
Yeah.
Who did they bring in again? Who did they bring in?
They brought in Weghorst, Benjamin, and
all that. So mine is, even if you bring in those four, it's more like when Arteta brought in Cedric and all those. We know
Pablo Mari.
You understand? Those were just okay, maybe that period managed. But we're talking about going to the next level. Man U fans, what they are missing is, okay, fine. Now, I don't know. Maybe the plan, there might be a plan that Radcliffe has. Okay, we'll take our time and we'll properly go. Mine is, this guy has done it. You've seen it. Have a proper conversation, right? Secondly, who are you employing? Okay, look at all the people they are employing as, let's say, what's this? Look at all the people they are employing as
CEO, the CEO, the men
all of them, most of them are English. Yeah, most of them are English, apart from the other guy that worked at Man City. I'm sure that one ran, maybe because he has seen that Man City go fall soon because of 150. So we are looking at it. Look at Arsenal now. Apart from Richard Garlick, every other person is a different nationality that is good at what they do.
They do.
So, and okay, now we can't talk about this guy, Van der Sar, because we know Van der Sar had resigned and is now under some medication right now, proper medical care. So, mine is look for someone similar that has worked in a place where you can, one, have good scouting, have a proper scout network, have a proper way where you know what do we want to play. You understand? Then we go for those kinds of players.
Look at when they like what's his name? Southgate. They think Southgate can take them the next level. Why are you so opposed to Southgate? Do you offend you?
Me? Well, that guy is a bomb just managing England. Me, I'll do what he's doing now. I'll do what he's doing.
So
you understand?
See, you are telling there's zero chance. You are saying there's zero chance Southgate to take Mike to the next level.
Bro, you said Pochettino was a very good manager till he shocked you at Chelsea.
I didn't say very. I say good manager. You're very good manager. Bit of embellishment. Okay, a good manager.
He's a good manager. You even said before that I thought maybe Tuchel was a top class man. I thought that guy is a bomb. You understand? Now I'm not saying he's horrible, but he's not as good as. And I'm seeing Southgate. You understand? I'm seeing Southgate.
He's a verified bomb.
See, bro, because you can't give Southgate. Why I'm saying so is if Southgate didn't have the players, right? Say he didn't have the players. I can ask you what is Southgate's style of play? We had this boring. 3 at the back. Is it coming to if he gets to Man U, are they coming to come and buy Declan Rice from Arsenal? It's not happening. So those players that they need as the marquee players for Man, it's not happening. So if I'm looking at Southgate realistically, are you telling me right now, if Southgate was Man U's manager and they are coming to the Emirates, you'll be scared? You won't be scared. He's free meat.
So no chance for Southgate.
Bro, I won't go as far as to say no chance. You said 10%.
Yeah.
I'm going 5%. Bro, because at England, you have a myriad of players. Any kind of player, flexible or not, to choose from. Yeah. So if you can't, I'm sorry, I don't know what I will use and defend you. Even this guy that is at France, Deschamps, that one that won't walk up, that guy is another bomb.
He's another bomb. You have quality players at his disposal. quality players at disposal. So let me read this chat from Akin real quick before I will round up for the first section. Because I'll be back in the next 30 minutes for another live stream with Go with the Flow. Let's be honest, no one wanted Arteta. We didn't know he was a manager. Yeah, you're kind of right. The next one, I don't think they will. I think they will go for Potter. Ratcliffe, to me, seems like a nationalist who would want English coach. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I can see the pattern. He likes this English content, English involvement, everything English. This overly sentimental to nationalistic idea.
He should be there. Yeah. They will deal with them and English players.
Exactly. The pricing and the over embellishment of the players will ruin Man U, in my opinion.
Of course. Because you're not going to tell me, okay, fine, and you love the English this thing. Definitely, you will love the Declan Rice. Is he coming to buy Declan Rice?
No, you can't get it. Or Ben White. You're not going to get him.
Or Ben White. He can come and buy Ramsdale.
Definitely can get him. That'll be fair. I'll sell Ramsdale to them real quick.
Yeah, they should not bring 80 million. It's not that much.
So, thank you for coming on at short notice. I'm going to take a few 20 minutes rest before I come back for the other stream. Like I said, if you're available, we'll come in. No, Go with the Flow. Make it very, 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 very controversial. you know him already. So, guys, I'll be back here in the next hour for the top 4 conversations. If you enjoyed this one, make sure you stay tuned and join me for the next live stream in the next hour at 9 p.m. my time here. So your last word, Fosa, as we round up this one.
Man, you and Southgate, you match made here. Man, Terry is denying. He does not want to believe it.
See, for me, Terry is now the same Daily Star. He takes articles from and say, "No, read the article. I'm trying to understand the story." He doesn't want to read the article this time.
Anybody would even. If Nigerian person see that news, now God forbid he will talk first.
Exactly. But guess what? We thought it was a joke, but there are some credible legs to that story.
Bro, it's not a lie anymore.
It's not a lie.
And what is making people after Euros, Southgate is leaving. So
exactly. So once he leaves, he'll pack his bags and take the next flight to Old Trafford. So it is what it is. So guys, if you're watching this on the playback, be kind enough to strike the like button. Very, very important. You strike the like button, subscribe or consider subscribing if you have not yet subscribed, and make sure you turn on your notification bell. And guys, we'll see you guys on the next hour. Bye for now.